Would like to talk about how I got to where I am today. So, throughout my life, I've had a lot of struggles that I've had to overcome. As a child, I was placed in foster care because I had a pretty bad family. And in foster care, I went through a lot of families, and a lot of them were abusive, a lot of them were negligent, and a lot of people in the foster care system are simply there for a business because you can make a lot of money if you grab a couple of kids and say that you'll take care of them, and you get a lot of assistance from the government. So I had to go through that, and then I finally got to stay with the family until I was 18. But because the family was not very stable, I never finished high school. So when I finally moved out, I moved into the family that I'm with now, who did adopt me later, and they helped me get my GED. So from that, I got my GED in Georgia, and then we moved up here to Massachusetts, to Boston, and I got my associates at a community college. And I found out that I do suffer from disabilities like ADD, so that makes it a bit difficult to focus and stay on topic in school and do well. So after I got my associates, I found that out, and I decided to start taking medicine, and I transferred over to Salem State University. And so far, I've been doing pretty well. I switched over from business to nursing, and I didn't really like it, so I decided to switch over to chemistry. And so far, I'm doing very well. So throughout my life, I've had these struggles where it's been difficult to do well in school. Growing up, I always made D's, and sometimes I'd make F's, but because of Bush's No Child Left Behind law, they would move me forward anyway, even if I wasn't ready. And a lot of children in the Georgia school system are not doing well because teachers aren't holding students back, and no one wants their child to be held back, but sometimes you need to be held back to catch up on what you need to know. And a lot of people don't have that. So when you keep going forward and going forward, you get to a point of where you can't go back anymore, but you also can't go forward. And that's kind of where I was, so I had to be one of the high school dropouts and get a GED. I could have stayed in high school longer, but it was at a point that by the time I would graduate, it would just take too much time. It'd be better to just get my GED. So that's what I did. And I did very well. And then afterwards I went to a community college, and again I did very well. And now I'm at Salem State, and I've made the Dean's List 3 times. I have a very high GPA, and it goes to show that if you work hard, even though you come from a bad environment and a bad background,